Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to my channel. My name is Simon Hill. I'm a Black American Muslim and I'm filming this video in Vlorë, Albania. And today we're going to be going to Jumuah here in this city. If you don't know much about Albania, it's a small southeastern European nation next to the Adriatic coast. It had many long years of communism, but alhamdulillah, they were able to retain their Muslim identity, and today it is a Muslim majority nation that has masjids all over the country that are very historic and very interesting to go into. I've been living in this country for over a month and I've traveled to 4 cities, so go check out the videos of me going to Jumuah in Tirana and one in Durrës. I did not get the chance to go to Jumuah in Berat, but today we're going to Vlorë and let's go on this journey, inshallah. This is what the streets of Vlorë look like. It's a busy Friday right now and a lot of traffic. This is what it looks like outside here in Vlorë, Albania. Quiet Mediterranean town next to the coast and the sea. Today is July 28th, 2023, and I've been here all of July, and some days the temperature reached up to 40 degrees. It's about 29 degrees, so it's not that hot, especially if you're in the shade. Thank God. Vlorë is sort of a resort city in the summer, with many tourists coming to bask in the warm waters of the Adriatic Sea. So if you're looking for a summer getaway destination, this is a place that you can consider. It's around 11:20 a.m. and remember, we walk, don't run, to the masjid. I'm walking down one of these main streets here in Vlorë, and I'm constantly asking God to give me light, give me strength, give me protection, forgive me for my sins. While I'm walking to the masjid, I want to talk very briefly about being overly critical of each other as Muslims. Judgment in the Muslim community. Now, I know I live a public life, and parts of my life I publish for the world to see. And if you go through all of my content, there might be things in there that many people would describe as haram or not Islamic or not behavior of a good Muslim. In my opinion, Muslims judging Muslims is one of the biggest problems that the Ummah has today. Just ask yourself, how many times have you heard somebody say, I was a Muslim, but it's too strict, or the people are too judgmental, or everybody's going to judge me because I live a certain way or do a certain thing, but I still want to go to the mosque, I still want to pray, I still want to fast during Ramadan. I know I've heard that, and I think it's a shame that people would stop worshiping their God or having some sort of faith or being a part of this beautiful religion just because they feel pressure from other people to be their perfect version of a Muslim, but not the best version of themselves. In my opinion, your relationship with God is your relationship with God, and it's not anybody else's business. You shouldn't try to live up to the standard of other people. Believe in God how you want to believe in Him, worship how you want to worship, and don't worry about other people's opinions. I forgot exactly where I heard this advice before, but I heard once that if you see a brother walking past another group of Muslim brothers, all praying one of the Fard prayers like Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, etc., you should assume that he is not skipping a prayer, but rather he already prayed, whether at home, at the masjid, before us, etc. If you see another Muslim brother eating something that looks like pork, you should assume that it's vegan, or that it's beef, or that you are mistaken as to what you saw. If you see another Muslim brother drinking something that you think is beer or alcohol, for example, he has a cup full of clear liquid, you think it's vodka, you should assume that it's water. The point is, we should avert our eyes from looking at other people's sins, because that eventually leads to backbiting and slandering other people behind their back, which is a very big sin in Islam. Oh, so-and-so I saw drinking alcohol. So-and-so I know doesn't pray. Talking and gossiping to other Muslim brothers is a big, big sin, and we shouldn't be doing that. What we should be focusing on instead as Muslims is being better people, being better to our wives, better to our children, better to our community, better individually, and of course, especially better worshipers of our Creator. So don't worry about what other people are doing or what sins they are committing, because remember, if you point one finger at somebody, you have 3 pointing back at you. Anyway, we're getting closer and closer to the masjid. All right, the time is 11:47 a.m. After about a good 45-minute walk. We're here at this masjid. I forgot the name, but it is historic, as you can see. Very small, but also looks like definitely an Ottoman construction. Hopefully Jumu'ah will be nice here. I have to take off my shoes, and I don't think I broke my wudu because I took a shower this morning. When I walked into the masjid, I forgot to say Salaam wa alaikum to the angels and the people there, so my apologies. I found the shoe rack, placed my shoes, and then proceeded to pray my 2 rak'ah when you walk into the masjid. It's a very small mosque. It reminds me of the one that I used to pray at in Belgrade when I lived there. And after praying my 2 rak'ahs, I tried to pick up an Albanian Quran just to see what it was like. But then somebody offered me an Arabic one. Oh, David, thank you. The Arabic one. That's very nice. Of course, I can't write, read, or speak Albanian, but I was just interested in seeing what their Quran looked like. I got a chance to refresh my Arabic, and boy, is it rusty. My dream one day is to become a proficient Arabic speaker, inshallah. When I looked around the masjid, I was happy to see that they did have a bookcase full of other books, and I feel like every masjid should always have more books there so people can read about the religion. And they also had information in there in Albanian about going to Hajj and other matters, I assume. People started to come into the masjid slowly. It didn't start getting packed until around 12:45. I made a lot of du'as and talked to God a lot. After the adhan for Jumu'ah, I prayed my 2 rak'ats, and when I looked around, I saw that other people were praying 4 rak'ats. I've seen this often in Albania, and I assume the brothers know more than I do. Salam. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I've been to many different masjids all over the world, and nothing makes me happier than when I see children at the masjid and women at the masjid. Because too often people think that the mosque is only for old men or men in general or conservative men. It's not a place for women. Women should be praying at home. It's not for children to play around. But I feel like the masjid should be a community center. It should be open to everybody, so everybody can come and worship God together and be with our Creator and be in the Muslim community. And at this masjid, there was only one entrance, so the women had to walk through the men's section before they went upstairs. But even the women's section was full, and that was good to see that in Vlorë, Albania, the Muslim community is very tight-knit, and everybody comes out during Jumu'ah, and that makes me very happy.
عباد الله اتقوا الله وأطيعوا فإن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون. Njeriu ankohet kur ka, por ankohet edhe kur nuk ka. Njeriu ankohet kur është ngrohtë, ankohet kur është ftohtë. Por besimtari që i beson Allahu xhaleshanuhu, ai nuk ankohet se e di se çdo gjë ndodh me lejen dhe me vullnetin e Allahut xhaleshanuhu.
When I go to a country where I don't speak the local language, which is more often than not, and I go to Jumu'ah, I just sit there and listen and try to remember that I hope that the Imam is speaking with the best intentions to guide us and give us light and guide us closer to Allah. The prayer here at this masjid was similar to other prayers that I've seen here in Albania. They say Salaam wa alaikum with the Imam when he says it. They say Allahu Akbar with the Imam when he says it. These are things that I was taught not to do when I was learning how to pray, but I understand that different brothers have different interpretations, different madhabs, etc., etc. Walking outside of the masjid, it was very peaceful. Once again, the people were extremely kind and respectful and nice. I picked up my shoes and tried to head out, but I took one last glance at the Jamaat. Of course, there were many people still praying, and I also saw a box where people could donate to the masjid. Of course, this is a good thing to do. We should always give sadaqah. And I'm so happy that here in Albania, people still have iman, after so many years of communism, so many years of brutality under a dictatorial regime, people were able to hold on to their faith, and there is a resurgence of the Muslim community here in Albania. So peace to the brothers. Okay, and that's what it's like to go to Jumuah, Friday prayer, here in Vlorë, Albania. Being in the masjids and traveling around the country and experiencing Islam in Albania has been one of the best parts of my trip here in this country. I love the Muslim community here. Everybody here was very respectful. It was a very humble and subdued service, very quiet, and I had a very nice chat with God, talked to God about some very deep things, and I feel much better about life and about myself and about the way the world is going in general. So once again, peace to all the Muslims here in Albania, peace to all the Muslims across the world. Let's keep worshiping Allah, loving the Prophet, loving each other, and being better human beings. Assalamu alaikum.